This is our Missions Trip Sunday, and what I'm hoping to do today is to give you guys a really neat picture of what we're going to be doing in Mexico, why we're going, hear from the kids and individuals that are participating, and you'll see a little bit of what we're going to do. So the kids are welcome to stay in the service, and then the youngest grade is going to leave after a specific event, and I'll make that clear to you when that time comes. So again, if you're watching this live, click below, side, wherever it is, click on the link and donate. Today is the donation day for our missions trip. All the money raised in the special offering goes for the missions trip. Then we'll have a regular church offering after that. And make sure, by the way, don't put all of it in the missions trip and none to the church if you're part of Hope Fellowship. That does not help at all. In fact, it really hurts. So if you have an extra $20 you want to put in, great, do that to the missions trip. That'd be great. Melissa is one of the individuals coming. She's our adult female leader, and one of the things she's going to bring is her voice. So she's going to come and demonstrate where she's going to do one of two songs this morning that she's going to sing in Mexico. I don't know if she's going to do this one in Mexico or not, but this is Melissa, and introduce who is with you as well, please.
Good morning, everyone. So this is my aunt, my lovely aunt. She is playing for me today, and she came from all her way down from Brazil. Cuán grande es mi Dios, cántalo, cuán grande es mi Dios, y todos lo verán. Cuán grande es mi Dios. El esplendor de un rey, vestido en majestad. La tierra alegre está, la tierra alegre está. Él brilla con su luz, venció la oscuridad y tiembla a su voz, y tiemblan a su voz. Cuán grande es mi Dios, cántalo, cuán grande es mi Dios, y todos lo verán. Cuán grande es mi Dios. Él a mi lado está, me ayuda a vencer. Él siempre ha sido fiel, Él siempre ha sido fiel. La Trinidad en Dios, Padre, Hijo, Espíritu, es Cordero y León, es Cordero y León. Cuán grande es mi Dios, cántalo, cuán grande es mi Dios, y todos lo verán. Cuán grande es mi Dios. cuán grande es mi Dios, es mi Dios, cuán grande es mi Dios, cántalo, cuán grande es mi Dios, y todos lo verán. Cuán grande es mi Dios. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. And todos lo verán. Cuán grande es mi Dios.
Wow. That was all right. We're going to have fun on the trip. That was amazing. So, when we go on this trip, we're not going alone. There'll be 4 of us from Canada going, but we're also going with the group from Puerto Rico. So Javier is coming. He's the principal of the Christian school there. And Enrique is coming. And then Javier's son from X-Men, Xavier, is coming. So, yeah, that's really his name, Xavier. It's really cool. So anyway, they're joining us on the wonderful trip. They're flying in a couple hours after we land, but they're the ones we're doing this team trip with. So it's a joint venture, and we're going to be meeting Gerardo Vasquez. I'll show you some pictures of Gerardo in a bit. This is where we're actually going. So we're flying into Guadalajara, Mexico, and then if you've got the screen on, Dom, do you want to make sure you got the video on this? Just so it's covered? Yeah, you want to cover the screen. I want to show where we're going here. This is important. So we're flying into Guadalajara, Mexico. Then we're going to be driving a whole bunch of hours over to that place. I don't know how to say it. And then we have to drive back. In fact, I think what we're going to do is drive all the way right to there in one trip. Yeah, in a van. Yeah. It's going to be neat. And then the last couple of days we drive back, and we'll come back into Guadalajara and spend the last day or two there. So that's kind of where we're going. Mexico City is way down here, just so you have an idea of where we are. Puerto Vallarta, yeah. I tried to find a way to get us there, but it's just too much out of the way. So anyway, it was good. And the mountains are really scary here for driving, so we wanted to avoid that. This is our host, Gerardo Vasquez, his wife Gloria, and Jonathan and Abby. I think, Jonathan's much younger than Abby. Abby's the oldest. You can't tell, but it really is. He's a big boy. But they're a great family. He's our host. Hope Fellowship knows who they are already, so I'm going to just move on real quick. This is the travel mobile, the vehicle we're going in, so it'll be cozy. Yep. That's all I'll tell you. And hang on. Oh, okay. Do you know what? I'm gonna switch this part. I wanted to do this. I messed up the PowerPoints. I'd like to do the kids' story now instead. So can you get me to the Sarah slide? And because then Simon's right after that. So it'll be Sarah, Simon. Simon's going to help Sarah with the story. I hope he knows that. There he is. You're doing pages. Do you know about that? Sure. So as she's telling us, okay, here's what's going to happen. Come on up, Sarah. Because we don't have technology there, we decided to make pages extra big. So Simon, this is your job. Yep. So as Sarah's telling the story, and in Mexico, for all the kids, you want to come up to the front, you're welcome to come up to the front if you want to. You probably want to be up here for this. So parents, send the kids up if you want. No rules. We're also going to have the pictures up here. So Sarah's going to read this really cool story that has a powerful message, and Simon's going to change the pages, and you may have to watch the screen because there's no words on this. I should actually tape the words in the back so you know what's coming, but you'll manage. By the way, the number one theme for our trip is Flexico in Mexico. Right, Melissa? Yes. So however you do it, just kind of toss them down. Yeah, however you do it. It's a kid's story, not a comedy show. Okay. That'll be afterwards. So here we go. Yeah, you want to use that microphone? You can. Yep. We'll get a sound guy back there to run that. There we go. Yep.
The Wemmicks were small wooden people. All of the wooden people were carved by a woodworker named Eli. His workshop sat on a hill overlooking their village. Each Wemmick was different. Some had big noses, others had large eyes. Some were tall and others were short. Some wore hats, others wore coats. But all were made by the same carver and all lived in the village. And all day, every day, the Wemmicks did the same thing. They gave each other stickers. Each Wemmick had a box of golden star stickers and a box of gray dot stickers. Up and down the streets all over the city, people spent their days sticking stars or dots on one another. The pretty ones, those with smooth wood and fine paint, always got stars. But if the wood was rough or the paint chipped, the Wemmicks gave dots. The talented ones got stars too. Some could lift big sticks high above their heads or jump over tall boxes. Still, others knew big words or could sing pretty songs. Everyone gave them stars. Some Wemmicks had stars all over them. Each time they got a star, it made them feel so good. It made them want to do something else and get another star. Others, though, could do little. They got dots. Punchinello was one of these. He tried to jump high like the others, but he always fell. And when he fell, the others would gather around and give him dots. Sometimes, when he fell, his wood got scratched, so the people would give him more dots. Then, when he would try to explain why he fell, he would say something silly, and the Wemmicks would give him more dots. After a while, he had so many dots that he didn't want to go outside. He was afraid he would do something dumb, such as forget his hat or step in the water, and then people would give him another dot. In fact, he had so many gray dots that some people would come up and give him one for no reason at all. He deserves lots of dots, the wooden people would agree with one another. He's not a good wooden person. After a while, Punchinello believed them. I'm not a good Wemmick, he would say. The few times he went outside, he hung around other Wemmicks who had lots of dots. He felt better around them. One day, he met a Wemmick who was unlike any he'd ever met. She had no dots or stars. She was just wooden. Her name was Lucia. It wasn't that people didn't try to give her stickers, it's just that the stickers didn't stick. Some of the Wemmicks admired Lucia for having no dots, so they would run up and give her a star, but it would fall off. Others would look down on her for having no stars, so they would give her a dot, but it wouldn't stay either. That's the way I want to be, thought Punchinello. I don't want anyone's marks. So he asked the stickerless Wemmick how she did it. It's easy, Lucia replied. Every day I go see Eli. Eli? Yes, Eli, the wood carver. I sit in the workshop with him. Why? Why don't you find out for yourself? Go up the hill, he's there. And with that, the Wemmick who had no stickers turned and skipped away. But will he want to see me? Punchinello cried out. Lucia didn't hear, so Punchinello went home. He sat near a window and watched the wooden people as they scurried around, giving each other stars and dots. It's not right, he muttered to himself, and he decided to go see Eli. He walked up the narrow path to the top of the hill and stepped into the big shop. His wooden eyes widened at the size of everything. The stool was as tall as he was. He had to stretch on his tiptoes to see the top of the workbench. A hammer was as long as his arm. Punchinello swallowed hard. I'm not staying here, and he turned to leave. Then he heard his name. Punchinello? The voice was deep and strong. Punchinello stopped. Punchinello, how good to see you. Come and let me have a look at you. Punchinello turned slowly and looked at the large bearded craftsman. You know my name? The little Wemmick asked. Of course I do. I made you. Eli stooped down and picked him up and set him on the bench. The maker spoke thoughtfully as he looked at the gray dots. Looks like you've been given some bad marks. I didn't mean to, Eli. I really tried hard. Oh, you don't have to defend yourself to me, child. I don't care what the other Wemmicks think. You don't? No, and you shouldn't either. Who are they to give stars or dots? They're Wemmicks just like you. What they think doesn't matter, Punchinello. All that matters is what I think, and I think you're pretty special. Punchinello laughed. Me? Special? Why? I can't walk fast. I can't jump. My paint is peeling. Why do I matter to you? Eli looked at Punchinello, put his hands on those small wooden shoulders, and spoke very slowly. Because you're mine. That's why you matter to me. Punchinello had never had anyone look at him like this, much less his maker. He didn't know what to say. Every day I've been hoping you'd come, Eli explained. I came because I met someone who had no marks, said Punchinello. I know, she told me about you. Why don't the stickers stay on her? The maker spoke thoughtfully. Because she has decided that what I think is more important than what they think. The stickers only stick if you let them. What? The stickers only stick if they matter to you. The more you trust my love, the less you care about their stickers. I'm not sure I understand. Eli smiled. You will, but it will take time. You've got a lot of marks. For now, just come to see me every day and let me remind you how much I care. Eli lifted Punchinello off the bench and set him on the ground. Remember, Eli said, as the Wemmick walked out the door, you are special because I made you, and I don't make mistakes. Punchinello didn't stop, but in his heart he thought, I think he really means it. And when he did, a dot fell to the ground.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, you'll figure it out. We have a long van ride to figure it out. All right. So that's one story that we're going to do. We have another one that we're also going to do. But having the book in large print like that makes it easy for the children to see it in the school and in the churches that we're going to. The other thing that we're going to see happen is an individual named Simon has this unique gift. And he's going to demonstrate a very, very short presentation of this gift that he's acquired. There. What? What? You did not say dance.
So, as you can probably tell, I'm a juggler. I pretty much spend my time tossing things in the air and catching them. It's very interesting if you think about it. Now, juggling's pretty hard, so I will demonstrate the art of one-ball juggling. Thank you. We'll get a bit trickier. We'll add a second ball in. Now this isn't actually that difficult. I can tell by your reaction. Now, really good jugglers can even do this with their eyes closed. Or they can do it backwards. Who wants to see me do it backwards? Isn't this amazing? No. Okay, that's pretty simple, but watch as I add the third ball into the pattern. Oh yeah. Super cool, right? Yeah. Now we can actually do some tricks with three balls. We can do behind the back. We can do under the leg. We can do off the chest. Oh yeah. That's one of my favorite ones. If you get lazy. didn't catch that right away. Now, balls, they're all right. We can actually add a couple more. Who wants to see 4 balls? Yeah? Awesome, okay. Boom, boom. Hey, who wants to see 5 balls? All right, yeah, you can lower your hands and your expectations, because I can't do that. But I can do clubs. They're a bit different than balls. Balls just kind of go up and they go down. These actually spin, so I have to spin it at the right amount so I can catch it again. Okay. Messy. All right. There we go. Say boring or boring? All right. Okay. Well, if that's too boring, we can get a bit more dangerous. Dangerous. We all know cylinders are the most dangerous shape. Actually, I will be juggling this bag. Actually, these. On this cylinder. Watch closely, but not too closely. We got the splash zone right here. Awesome. Oh yeah. That's why it hits at the front. Oh boy, these lights are perfect.
Wow. I'd never seen you do 4 balls before. That was cool. Nor on that thingy with the knives. I never saw that either.
Yeah, I did that in private.
I've never seen. Okay, we're going to talk. Scary. All right. Next, what's going on? So again, that's just a taste of what some of the things are that we're going to be doing. The youngest kids, what is it? Janet's class. You guys can go now, whatever age that is. I think it's 3 to JK? 3 to JK, age. Yes. Perfect. All right. That was fun. Was that fun, kids? Cool. Was it fun, parents? Adults? That was cool. All right. Okay. It is time for a quick recap of what we did last time when we've been there twice as missions trips. Colleen's here. She was part of the first one. And then we have Linda here and Megan's here. They were here in the one we just went to 2 years ago. And so I want to give you a really fast recap of what we did. There's Gerardo. Can we kill all the lights? Just so it's clear. It's hard to see from the pictures. This is one of our first gatherings. We met outside. That's kind of how they rolled back then. Pictures of some of the kids. I'm going to go quick because time is running out faster and faster. There was times of sharing and testimony. He had a really great story. Then remember Reg Shoot, he was there as well. And he was sharing. Colleen shared her story. Gerardo was translating. Rachel Byrne, she's not here, but she was there. She had a really good time too. And then some of the homes in the village, like they're small. Like that's pretty small. The whole family lives in there. Then it's just a beat up village. Not a lot of color. It was pretty tough. So what we did last time, the time in 2016, is we bought paint, sent it, and we had about 16 homes painted to bring some color to the village. And that was a really, really neat thing. And we brought some chairs because they didn't have any chairs for the small group that was there. So we kind of did that too. We brought art supplies, markers, school supplies, that kind of stuff. That's what we brought last time and handed out to all the kids. This time we're bringing a smaller set and we're going to buy stuff down there. It's a whole lot easier and it builds in their economy. So instead of us trying to haul through customs and all that stuff. So if we get more than what we need, that's what we are going to do. We're going to buy more supplies and just bring it to the village while we're down there. This is the group picture. There's Megan, Avery, Jonathan, Allison, there we go, and Emily, there we go. That was the team that went. Another group photo. This was the first church we met. It was a house church at night. That was a really cool group. And then this is the van ride. That's what it's going to be like. Okay, just a warning. It was pretty full. And then, of course, there was a lot of goofing around that happened. That was fun. And then testimonies. They shared stories. Here, there's the book. In fact, there's the same, I think it's the same story, is it? Yeah, so that was kind of cool. So they're telling the story together. Gerardo translated. Then we had the page turners, and that was fun. Then another group photo. That was fun. And of course, I had to throw that one in because you got to have a big gun picture. If I see another guy, I'm going to ask if I have a photo. That was fun. And then, of course, Banyo, they made fun of the picture. Okay, Banyo's bathroom, you got to go. Anyway. Just in case you didn't catch that, okay? Some of you are slow. This is the town we're going to, that we're putting most of our resources into, El Limon. It's a very poor village, but that school there in the background, that's the one we helped out last time. This time we're helping out another one. There's an elementary school that we're going to be helping. I didn't even know there was another one. So there's two more. I know, it's crazy. So learned a lot. This is the team last time with our funky shirts. We couldn't get them made in time. We have different ones this time. And then, of course, got to have a fun, goofy picture. And then there's the group photo shot. And this kid here, he always went, ah, for every single picture, except that one. He didn't get there in time. All right, next. Time to share. Lights on. I'm going to invite Melissa and Sarah, whoever wants to come up first. You guys can use this microphone again. They're just going to give a bit of their story or testimony of that they're preparing to share down there, so they're going to practice on you. So Sarah, you can come first. You can use that mic, and then we'll call Melissa up.
Okay. Oh, hi, my name is Sarah. I am 16 years old and I'm in grade 11. Of course, like most children in Canada, I learned about God in Sunday school. I enjoyed learning with games and fun lessons. One in particular I remember is when I was around 8 in Carolyn's class, we were told to tell God that we believe in him. This was a big deal for me as I started paying more attention to the lessons and trying to understand everything. When I grew out of Sunday school, I was upset because I loved Sunday school and I would miss the fun lessons like acting out stories with Gail or watching Narnia in junior high. But after a couple of months, I started paying more attention to the messages. I was still struggling on understanding certain things, as I still do, but I grew to enjoy these lessons as well. Being 16 now is very stressful as I need to start thinking about my future. I have a very hard time with this as I still am unsure of what I want to do. About a month ago, when Michael Gordon spoke, he singled me out and told me that God is revealing to me a special calling for my life. When he was talking to me, it felt like I was having a conversation with God himself. His words pushed those fears and anxieties out and gave me hope for my future. After his sermon, Michael Gordon gave me a Bible verse. Jeremiah 33, verse 3. Call to me, and I will answer you, and show you great and mighty things which you do not know. As God keeps revealing himself to me, I continue to reflect on this verse and trust that God has my future figured out.
Wow. Good job. You weren't nervous at all, were you? That was amazing. Your mom's probably crying somewhere. I know it. That's how it works. Thank you. Simon's not prepared. He didn't have time to do it because he's doing his big drama thing this week, so he hasn't got his thing ready. But Melissa is. So Melissa, will you come? Excuses, right?
Resting in the Lord. I think for the most part, the majority of the people would like to have a unique experience with God. With me, this is never different. I had the privilege of being born in a Christian home, and since I was a child, I have always been very involved in the church with music and theater. not just because I was a pastor's daughter, but because I have always genuinely enjoyed it. I think that ever since I was born, I always liked having things organized, structured, and predictable. I love getting things done fast. It's part of who I am. Over the years, I have been learning to depend on Jesus, on His organization, in His time, and to step aside and put my trust in His plans, which are far better and greater than mine. For a person who likes to always go with a premeditated plan rather than the flow, life can be a bit tricky. And that's what God has worked in me, to depend on Him and on Him alone. When I look back in the past years, I can see the hands of God guiding me, like through my late teenage years when I began my undergraduate studies in music, later on when I got married, then moving to an entirely new country and speaking a crazy new dialect, which is English, of course. I have learned that I no longer need to look back to understand God's plan for my life. I can see and rest in His watchful hand daily. But if there's one thing I am 100% sure of, is that I have not yet arrived. God has much more to reveal and teach me. And part of that teaching can be through future journeys. For example, if I have to change careers, when we decide to have children, when we lose a family member, and etc. Despite the difficulty, pain, and suffering that I may experience walking through the valleys of circumstances, I have come to trust in God to walk through these moments and not try to turn back. I felt over the years the moments that are fully out of my control have become and will become easier to handle and less stressful when I fully trust in God. If the job offer that I have been waiting for hasn't appeared yet like I had hoped, even after doing my best effort to attain it, God knows best. His plans have always been and will be better and greater than mine. I like how Proverbs 19:21 puts it in the Message translation. It says, "We humans keep brainstorming options and plans, but God's purpose prevails." Finally, in conclusion, a journey can be gratifying as well, not just the arrival itself. Have you ever climbed a mountain? The climb's not easy, and many times you get cuts and scrapes. When you reach the top, you can enjoy the great view from up above. But you also look back and see the different paths you took to get to where you are now. That's when you start to see the vast and perfect wisdom and love God has for you, guiding you to places you would never expect to be in or even want to be in. I have learned not only rejoice when I reach the top of the mountain, but to enjoy the walk, the journey, the in-between stages in life, which in the past were filled with anxiety and worry. And I would like to end with this verse found in Proverbs 16:9. In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Thank you.
You did it. Good job. She was worried about her English. I'm thinking, what? It's fantastic. So this next part, we're going to talk about the projects that we're hoping to fund, and I've already sent money, so some of the stuff's already started. So we're hoping to see a full completion. If we can have all the lights out again, I want to show you some pictures of what we're going to be doing. This is the work that's being done in the food court where the kids sat on the ground to eat their meals. Now they're going to have tables and benches made out of concrete, and this is the beginning of the installation process. They're pretty big, and I'm just going to whip through this to show you quickly what it looks like. That's on an angle. You have to look this way. There we go. And then that's what the finished job looks like. This is now installed. They just finished it, which is perfect timing for when we arrive. So the kids can sit in both ways, and it works as an outdoor classroom, which is really cool because they didn't have that space to be used for anything. So that's a major part of the project. More of that. There we go. The next thing that we did is this particular school also had plumbing problems. Just like the last school 2 years ago had no running water in the bathroom. None. They had to use a pail and a well and all that stuff. Here, we fixed their tank and the pump plumbing. All the tubes were redone because they were all cracked. They didn't have it. Now they do, which is crazy because for us, we just take it all for granted. In fact, I think Dan Herget had to run home this morning because of a sump pump problem. We have access to everything. They didn't, and now they do. So I think this is a really cool part of the project, and very practical. Running water for the sinks now, which is really cool. Didn't have that working due to the plumbing problem. And there's some more pictures of the work. Classroom. This is kind of a cool classroom for the elementary ages. Those are the kids. That's some of the ones we're going to meet these kids. These are them, which is kind of fun. Anyway. This box is filled with a couple toys and things, and then we have some paint that started. That's already at the village. These are the pails of paint we sent or paid for and are delivered, and they're working in the next 2 weeks painting a number of items. The outside of their school they're going to have that repainted. The walls, obviously a wall. I don't know what that is, but they're going to paint a statue. That's one of the former presidents of Mexico. I wouldn't have known that if he didn't say so. These are the soccer goals. That's it. So when we get there, they're going to have bars put across both goal lines and have it welded. And then having that welded on, now we have nets waiting, which they didn't have before. So they're going to have soccer nets. We've got soccer balls, basketball, volleyball. All that stuff is there now for the school to use, and it allows the kids to have that activity and can use it all the time. The other thing we did, which I already kind of overspent, but that's all right. I kind of do that once in a while. But this is medicine that we got at a 2/3 discount from the Gerardo's doctor, and we've taken it to the village already. He just brought it. This is stuff that they have to go to a pharmacy to get, and they can't even get it. If they have a headache or a fever, they don't have the Tylenol. And it takes, they have to get a cab, which they can't afford, to go to the pharmacy in Santiago, which is, 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away in that ballpark. This is a really nice stash of medicine for the people in the village, for those who need it. And it's going to be managed by a relative of Gerardo's, his niece. And so at least it's going to be done with a trustworthy thing. The last time we gave a little bit of medicine, there's a kind of a village doctor, but, the trust factor's a big thing because Mexico integrity is lacking in certain leadership roles. Lastly, so anyway, that shows you what we're going to be doing, lights on, of some of the projects that we're going to fund. Once we get down there, we'll get some more stuff. We'll take some more pictures and post them because it's kind of fun to see where your money is going. It matters. It's not just a vacation. It's a trip that I expect those who are going to be impacted. Just like, Avery's here. Yeah, Avery's, I forgot, my beautiful daughter. She was on the trip last time too. But each of them, their lives were impacted by what happened, what they saw. I couldn't have manufactured it. It was just the playing with the kids, whatever they did, the interaction, kicking up the dust in the streets with the dogs running around and a whole herd of cattle coming down the street. Do you guys remember that? So the cows were all coming, and we go, oh no! And we have a worship service out in the road. But this really small dog, yipped at them, and they turned the corner. But it had me nervous. So I'm going to invite our crew to come up here, Melissa and Sarah and Simon. And I'm going to ask them just a couple questions. These are totally off the cuff, not planned, not premeditated. Yes, they're very premeditated. Okay, so because she asked for it. Can we get this microphone on, Rod? Check. Can you test that? You have to say something. There we go. Try that. Yes, it works. Okay, so the first question I wanted these guys to answer for you, say, hey guys, what motivated you each to be part of this trip? What was one of the determining factors? And you can't say your dad made you.
My sister made me.
Okay.
Avery was a big influence of me wanting to go on here because she experienced it and she told me a lot about it. And I've heard a lot about how it really opened her eyes, and I really want that experience.
You're going to get it. Yeah.
For me, it's kind of the same as Simon. Like, Megan went on the trip, so she influenced me a lot to go on it, and she told me about the changes she went through, but I could also see she was different than when she went before. She was more connected to grace.
Did you ever tell her that?
Not really.
That's cool.
Well, I love missionary work. It's not the first time I'm going to a mission trip. I've been to Bolivia and to an Aboriginal tribe before. And I was super, super excited for those who went to Mexico 2 years ago. And when the opportunity was given to go this year, my heart just jumped in excitement in going to another mission trip again.
Thank you. And by the way, there was only 4 from Canada going, us 4, because there's 3 more from Puerto Rico coming. They wanted to do a joint, and so we invited them to do that. There's only 8 seats in the van, and if we have to rent a larger vehicle, we have to get a totally different kind of hotel in Santiago, and we have to pay a ton more to pay a driver for the entire week to be with us. They won't rent you like they do here. You walk in, rent your vehicle, and go. They don't trust anybody. They have their driver with them. So that's why we're stuck to just 8 people in the vehicle. Because I know some others here expressed interest, and maybe we'll plan an adult one, so adults only, instead of a teen one. Well, who knows? I'm just whirling with ideas, but there's been some thoughts and requests on that. Second question, what are you actually looking forward to or hoping to get out of the trip? Similar, but it's different.
Yeah, well, like I said, I wanted to get that experience of like opening my eyes to just a culture that they're not
like you.
They're not like us at all, and I haven't really experienced anything not like my culture. So seeing a new culture
or a plane ride.
Plane ride that's for the next question.
Oh, sorry. Whoops. You know what the next question is.
I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they think of God, like in their culture, because as Simon said, it's very different there. So they learn about God very differently than we do, and also since I grew up like a Christian, learning about God, it's kind of like cool seeing what everyone there thinks.
Yeah, you're going to have your eyes open. It's really neat.
Well, for sure to have another great experience with God, to get to know better the individuals of my team, and to have the opportunity of planting seeds in the lives of those we encounter there.
Cool. Hang on to the mic because you can get the next one. What are you most scared of?
Well, there's nothing in particular that I'm scared of, but if I have to point out something that I'm worried about, I think that would be the fact that I don't want to get sick for some reason and not be able to enjoy the short time we'll have there.
Mm-hmm. Wash your hands. Eat the foods I tell you to eat. Eat the ones. Ask Gerardo. He protects you. You'll be fine. Don't drink tap water. Don't use tap water for brushing your teeth. Drink bottled water only. You'll be fine.
I'm kind of nervous about like leaving home, as I'm usually always with my family. I'm very big on family person. So that's going to be kind of scary being away from home, and like the language barrier, experiencing new food. I'm very picky. And
But you like burgers.
yeah.
You like pizza.
Yeah.
You're not picky.
Well,
You're fitting fine. Sorry.
yeah. I'm picky for a lot of healthy food.
You want healthy or you don't want healthy? No. Oh.
What kind of question was that?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Planes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared of plane.
Okay.
And the language barrier, I'm also kind of scared of. Even though we do have a bunch of people who can translate, it'll still affect the interactions that I have with lots of kids and people.
Yes, I agree. In fact, the last time we went, Gerardo was our only translator. So that was unique, and we had to huddle in, listen to him all the time, and he always leans in and translates. But since Puerto Rico's coming, they're English and Spanish, so they each get their own translators, and Melissa gets some Spanish already, so she'll help Sarah. So this is going to be a breeze, compared to last time for language. It won't be as bad. So you'll have actually more freedom than the previous group did, which is kind of nice. All right, that's it. Thank you so much. If you can take that sound thingy to the back and give it to Rod, that'd be wonderful. All right. Last thing that we're going to do, we are going to take up a special offering right now. This offering is not the church offering. We're going to do the missions trip offering first, and then we'll do the Hope Fellowship one afterwards. So if you're online, this is the time to click and donate. If you are here, it's donate, and if you have to click, do it. You can send it via the link. You can put in the offering, all that kind of stuff. And while we take up this offering, Melissa's going to sing another song, and then I'll come back up and we'll take up our church offering.
Digno y santo, el Cordero, inmolado en la cruz. Nuevo canto levantaremos, hay quien su trono está. Digno y santo el Cordero, inmolado en la cruz. Nuevo canto levantaremos, al que en su trono está. Santo, 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 Dios todopoderoso, quien fue, quien es y quien vendrá. La creación te canta, Hosanna al gran yo soy. Tú eres mi todo y yo te adoraré. Yo te adoraré. De un arco iris estás vestido, tu voz resuena como los truenos. Recibe honor y gloria, poder y majestad, a ti el único Rey. Santo, 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 Dios todopoderoso, quien fue, quien es y quien vendrá. La creación te canta, Hosanna al gran yo soy. Tú eres mi todo y yo te adoraré. Santo, 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 Dios todopoderoso, quien fue, quien es y quien vendrá. La creación te canta, Hosanna al gran yo soy. Tú eres mi todo y yo te adoraré. Yo te adoraré.
Wow. Thank you, Melissa. That was amazing. Thank you for participating in this Missions Trip Sunday. I hope it was informative for you, giving you a better idea of what we're doing, where we're going, and who's going, and so on, and hearing their hearts.